Every day, we navigate a chemical storm. A sudden comment or an unexpected event triggers a cascade of reactions in our brain before we even consciously process what's happening. Real-life feelings are messy, confusing, and often completely overwhelming. Look at this familiar state. Frustration bubbles up instantly, or a sudden noise triggers paralyzing panic, the body breaking into a sweat to prepare for a threat. Then there are moments we feel completely lost, unable to pinpoint what emotion is driving our mood. We accept this chaos daily, but a stage actor cannot afford to be confused. They have to manufacture precise, deeply felt emotions on command, hitting the exact same psychological mark night after night in front of a live audience. To solve this problem, ancient Indian theatrical texts stripped away the mystery. They didn't treat emotions as abstract magic. They documented them as a mechanical science. Learning this blueprint reveals how those chaotic feelings are actually structured. The mechanical process starts with an internal trigger. Classical Indian theater defines this foundational element as bhava. It is the inherent attitude or the deep state of mind of the individual, sitting quietly below the surface. When that internal state reacts to a specific situation, it produces an external output known as rasa. This is the distinct flavor or feeling that is physically expressed by the actor and ultimately felt by the audience watching them. This link is more than just a performance. The ancient Tamil epic, the Silappatikaram, observes that expressing a character's feelings evokes equivalent changes within the actor's own body. It suggests that the act of expression triggers a tangible physiological response. An elite actor does not simply put on a mask and pretend. They actively generate a genuine internal state on stage by mastering the mechanical link between their inner reality and their outer physical expression. Once the correct emotion is triggered, it has to be scaled. Emotions are not simple on or off switches. They operate on a highly calibrated volume dial that has to perfectly match the stakes of the situation. This data visualization shows exactly how that dial works, mapping a single emotion, in this case, happiness, across 4 distinct levels of intensity. The first level is immediate gratification. Think of the brief spark you get when eating your favorite ice cream. The physical output is real, but it's superficial and passes quickly. Push the dial to the second level and you hit personal achievement. Winning a difficult competition requires a deeper, much more sustained physical and vocal expression to properly communicate that success. Level 3 shifts the focus outward to help and connection. Supporting a sick friend moves the emotion from a selfish display to an empathetic, shared expression that requires a softer, more grounded physical performance. Finally, the dial maxes out at level 4, the ultimate good. This covers profound actions like significant charity or self-sacrifice. It represents the absolute peak of emotional depth and resonance. By breaking a vague feeling down into specific, measurable intensities, actors can properly size their reactions, ensuring they never underplay a sacrifice or overreact to an ice cream cone. So, once an actor has the right emotion and the precise volume, how do they decide what kind of reality they are projecting? The definitive text on this, Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra, divides performance into 2 distinct styles. The first is Lokadharmi. This is acting that mimics the subtle reality of everyday life. The expressions, actions, and costumes are entirely natural. The second is Natyadharmi. Here, the movements are exaggerated, the expressions are heavily stylized, and the performances are intentionally loud and larger than life to maximize visibility from the back row. An actor constructs a performance by combining their volume dial with one of these style filters. A subtle level 2 achievement belongs in a grounded Lokadharmi film scene, but that exact same emotion gets cranked to a level 4 for a sweeping Natyadharmi stage play. The mechanics of performance rely entirely on this dual mastery, knowing exactly how loud a feeling should be and exactly what kind of reality it belongs in. You might wonder why anyone should memorize these hyper-specific theatrical definitions if they never plan to step foot on a stage. The foundational rule of theater is that all emotions are equal. A compelling play requires tragedy, jealousy, and anger just as much as it relies on joy and comedy. Every single rasa has a structural purpose in the narrative. In life, the same logic holds. When we ignore specific feelings like anger or jealousy because they are unpleasant, we lose the ability to manage them. By using these theatrical frameworks to categorize and express our full emotional spectrum, we move from being controlled by a mood to actually understanding its scale. When we do that, we develop emotional intelligence. It's the ability to feel, grow, and connect with people by understanding the mechanics of what makes us and everyone around us tick. By treating our own messy, unpredictable feelings as a system of mechanical dials and switches, we gain the empathy and self-awareness required to master the stage of real life.